Hey everybody, Big Bucket of Chicken, episode 3.7. We're back. It's been about 2 weeks. A little explanation. We recorded the show about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was going to air it a week ago, and then I took vacation last week. And then when I was trying to edit the show, I realized my audio didn't record. So it was just Kevin saying things, and then like me going, and then Kevin laughing or responding. Part of me wanted to actually like air it because it was like retarded, but I was laughing, but it was just I couldn't. It was 30 minutes of Kevin talking to himself and answering questions that no one said asked him. So it was kind of crazy. Plus I was on vacation last week, so we're lazy and we didn't record a show. So we're back, episode 3.7 official, and I wanted to start the show. Yesterday, we actually something we did really cool at Kevin's house. A friend of ours is a filmmaker, and a lot of his friends are filmmakers. And I forgot about it until about a week ago. They had commissioned Kevin to. I don't know if they commissioned you. Did you get paid for that? I don't think you got paid for that. They asked you if they can use your basement to film. He made a movie. I don't want to say anything about the movie just yet because I don't know when it's coming out or anything like that. But it seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. And they used Kevin's basement because in the movie they talk about another shitty '80s horror movie, and that's what we made in your basement. I was a zombie. Kevin was a zombie. So I didn't know what to expect, and then yesterday they're like, "All right, we're coming over at 11 o'clock on Sunday." So we have the great idea of, "Hey, on Saturday night, let's drink until 3 o'clock in the morning, eat multiple ham sandwiches, a lot of cookies, and then go to bed as late as possible and dehydrated in your extremely hot house." And then that day they were like, "Well, the Saturday when I got to your house, your wife told me Kelly was like, oh yeah, they're coming in at 8:30 in the morning. They're gonna get there 2 hours early." I was like, "You're just fucking with me." No, we're coming at 8:30 in the morning. So I was like, "All right, let's do this." And Kevin, what time do you usually get up on Sunday?
Oh, geez, it's hard to say.
No, give us a roundabout.
I'm,
What
I'm gonna say between 2 and 4
between two and four?
p.m.
That's fair.
p.m.
PM, yes.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not at all ashamed of that.
Oh no, I don't think
I
you should
work
be.
hard. I work hard all week, and I deserve a day where I can just sleep till God knows when.
Well, 2 days. What time do
I
you get up
really just notice. I really just get up when like my wife yells at me, like get the fuck up, and I'm like, all right, you're right, compromise. It's 3.
when you were single? There were those days when I'd call you and your phone would just ring, and I'm like, "It's 5:30. The odds of him still being in bed are at least 70%." And
Yeah, the days of me waking up, like going to bed at night, and then waking up and then it's dark again, like that's gone. Those are the best nights.
but that's like your
The night
fantasies.
before, the night before was the best night, and then the rest of the day, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lost day.
So
I sometimes even like crossed it out of the calendar, like the 29th didn't exist.
so that's Kevin's normal. And what we did was I actually woke up at 7. Usually, for some reason, when I drink, I wake up early. I don't know if it's because I'm dehydrated, I'm dying in my sleep, and my body's like, either get up now or never again. And I just pop out of bed, like, at dawn after 3 hours of sleep, and I'm wasted. So I wake up, I take what can only be described as a very pleasurable dump in your bathroom. It was great. Then I shower, of course, because I was going to shower anyway, but after a dump like that, good to shower just to be safe. No weird smells going around the house, so I shower. And then I
It took about
realized,
4 hours. It took about 4 hours for the toilet to start flushing correctly again.
well,
So,
that's the best part. I know, like, we have people coming over. There's a lot of people. It's gonna be an all day thing. I've never backed up your toilet. I'll never. And I took a shit. I flushed it. It went
didn't
down.
you plug it up the first day you were here?
No, no, that
You
was.
sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Positive. But what the best part was, and not to give too TMI, um, I'm shitting. As an adult, you learn some habits, courtesy flushes. You shit, you flush it. So now at this point, there's only water in the toilet. Like, and then I maybe like like wipe my ass and it's like some paper, but not. I don't use a lot of paper. I'm not a fucking idiot. And then that backed up, that clogged up. So I was like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. So I just was like, plunged it, took my shower, and when I came out of the shower, it was down. I plunged it again. It seemed fine. Anyway, I took a shower. Now I realized at 7:45, you guys are still not up. and your plan was, at least Kelly's plan was to get up early. Neither one of you guys did that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get bagels, I'm gonna get coffee, do that, come back, and a fucking van is in front of your house, and it's 8:30 in the morning on the dot, and they're unloading just all this equipment. I was like, wow, this is not what I thought it was. I mean, I know they make semi-professional movies now. They're all like pretty much professional filmmakers, but like just thousands of dollars of a camera, tripod, lights, like producers, makeup girl. Everyone was great. Real actors. Some kid actor whose mom drove him from Cape Cod just to be in the film for 2 hours for shooting 3 scenes. I was like, I didn't expect this. There was a zillion people in your house, and then of course, always crack on Kevin for, not having the AC in the house. So it's like 90 degrees and humid. They get gray. I'll post up a picture. I had gray makeup on, but like pink around my eyes and on my face, make me look like a zombie, and it's just dripping. I'm eating makeup and sweat, like soaked in sweat. But it was fun because we got to be zombies, and you know how much I love zombies. I mean, I can't wait for it to actually happen. And my big scene was, they're like, all right, Lou, we need you to come stand here. It's like in your dark basement with like this like huge light on me, and like gave me a rubber heart, and they had a bowl of blood, which was basically like chocolate syrup, corn syrup, and red food coloring, which was delicious. I was still getting out of my beard this morning in the shower. I was like, oh, that's gonna be in there for a while, and so like, all right, we need you to like snarl and eat this heart. So I like did my best, like I was just in my glory. I was like, I can do this for like 2 days. Just make me eat body parts and stare at the camera. And I was just like, I'll do that for the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna take my 5 seconds of film that I was in this movie and like send it to Greg Nicotero from The Walking Dead and be like, make me a zombie, motherfucker. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. I've been doing this shit. I've been in front of the camera, nailed the motherfucker. Just make me a walker. Make me get killed in 5 seconds. I don't care. I just want to do it. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. It was super hot, and I was just like, the reason why I brought up the fact that you usually get up so late. Right before I left, because I left like around 5:30, so like 8 hours of fucking being awake. They were shooting, and we're just waiting around and bullshitting the whole day. I look over at Kevin as I'm leaving his basement. I just see his face. I'm like, Kevin is on the brink of death right now. Like, you were having fun. I could see you definitely like enjoyed it, but there was like, you're dripping. We're in your basement, just pouring sweat, and Karen's just like, if everyone just turns their back for 5 seconds, I'll just fall asleep right here on this floor. Like, they'll like turn around and like have a little powwow and come around. Hey, Kevin, and you're just like on the floor, just like in a puddle, sleeping.
Yeah, it was definitely the heat was definitely very draining, but definitely a lot of fun. It was very cool. Hopefully, I can see the finished footage very soon.
Oh yeah.
It was nice. I mean, they asked to look at my basement. They found it to be creepy enough, and they did it. So, which was awesome.
Which I was asking them yesterday. I said, is that a compliment, or is that like a is that something you should be offended by? It's like, hey, your basement looks like there could be bodies in there. Can we film something horrible in there? It's pretty damp and disgusting. Let's get some corpses down there and get some cameras and see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess there are people that have like really nice basements. Mine is definitely not one of them. Mine is definitely like the bare bones standard basement. Like, one side is a washer dryer, and then the other side is just, I don't know, something happened there a long time ago. I don't fucking know.
Styrofoam insulation. Like,
someone was hung there. I have no idea.
Top-notch stuff. So, and I noticed something yesterday about myself, and it's something that I've always known, but I never really actually like discussed it, I think, to myself or even out loud. And they actually had, for this thing, there was real actors there. It was really cool. It was actually very interesting to see. Even like, it's not it wasn't like a big $100 million movie, to see like the people, the people doing their jobs and actors, and like the two actors that were there were like, talking and basically trading like war stories about the commercials they've been in and movies they've been in. Meeting Robert De Niro was awesome. And again, no hate involved here. Like I said, if you like your thing, you like your thing. But I noticed something about myself, and it's the one guy, and you were talking to him for a while, because I know you used to be into it a lot, was professional wrestling, like WWE, ECW, which I was a fan of. And I realized something about myself. If you're over a certain age, like if you look like, you have gray hairs or you have age in your face, and you bring up wrestling, I mentally tune you out. Like if you're trying to like discuss the validity of like the Stone Cold Steve Austin match from 22 years ago, I'm just like gone. Like nope. Because even for a second there, who's talking about something that I remembered because I stopped watching wrestling in like 1996. So I wanted to say something, and then I thought to myself, why? Why even chime in? I don't care really. I have nothing really because once I could say my one thing, like, "Hey, I remember seeing a wrestling thing," and you or him could go off into your like, "Oh yeah, what about this?" I don't. That's all I had was that little thing, and I regret saying it. And
Yeah, well, I think wrestling to me, I really did. I was obsessed with it at a certain point in time in my life, but now it's like unwatchable to me. It's awful. Like I don't want to go into the details of how bad it is or why I think it's bad. All I know is that I don't have the same opinion about wrestling that I did when I was younger.
of
And
course
there was a
not.
time period of like '98 to like 2004 where I watched everything, like literally every B show, every like star fighting like the guy that has like the fucking beer gut, like like Tony Danza, or something like that, like some shitty like Italian guy name, or they just like don't even get any offense in. So I used to really enjoy wrestling, but again, I have a lot of DVDs and stuff like that. That's kind of how the conversation got put
Keep
up.
talking, Kev. I'm gonna just go turn my air conditioner off. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you got an air conditioner? Lucky you. Yeah. Yeah, why couldn't you share the wealth and bring it yesterday, you son of a bitch? The other thing that sucks about my house is I have a crank windows, so I can't do like the ones that fit in the window because like the windows are like vertical. So I don't know. I wish they invented one that goes right into that, but I do not have that. I have the ones that are on the floor, and they do jack shit. Like they literally just blow in hot air into my house. And it was actually hotter in my house than it was outside
It was.
yesterday. It was ridiculous. And I know there was a lot of people in my house, but usually there's 3 people in my house, and it's the same fucking thing. Like it's infuriating.
Well,
Um,
like I said, I know it's not your fault. You do have those vertical windows which you can't put a window unit in, and unfortunately, as much as those basically what you have is like a glorified dehumidifier. It does have a cool option, so you press cool. There's even
it's listening to you, by the way. So just
yeah. My
talk.
favorite part is there's even a button that says turbo. Like you're like, ooh, what's this do? And you press it, and it just makes more noise. Like nothing else happens. It's like it goes from going to and like not anymore. There's no more air coming out of it. So I don't understand. Anyway, so
And it's just shitty too because like you have to have like a bucket near it because it like constantly drips out water. So literally this bucket I have to empty like I'm in like this 1800s like churning butter. Like I have to empty this fucking bucket every like couple of hours. So I'm always outside with a giant orange Home Depot bucket like here we go and just throw like this giant thing of water onto my lawn.
yeah, you
It
did it
just
yesterday.
sucks.
I was
Yeah.
outside. I was outside talking to the guys making the movie, a couple of our friends, and we're bullshitting. And because it was unfortunately, even though it was hot and humid, less hot and humid outside in direct sunlight than it was in your kitchen. As we're outside bullshitting, and then here comes Kevin with 5 gallons of water, like it's the Kensington London. He's like, "Here's our piss and shit."
The other thing too that's funny is that like I constantly have to monitor the progress of the bucket. So sometimes I'm like, fuck, like I'm like 40, son of a bitch. Like I'll like run over and it's like teetering and it's like there's dripping over. Like we got a hole. So I'm like running out. This water's like all over my fucking rug and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. It's like panic mode. And then it just happens all over again. I like come home. It's like, have you checked the bucket today? No, god damn it! Like every week, it's like a fucking crisis, and it's like exciting though when I get home. It's like, yes, only half full. Yes, I still have a couple more hours before I have to throw this thing out. Like I never, because that's me. Like I don't want to do it when it's like kind of full. Like I need to be like, where is it? Is it at the brim yet? Like I have to. It has to get there for me to go. All right, I gotta fucking do it now. Or I'm gonna have to clean up water.
Oh god.
So now my child too, she's throwing shit in there now. So like the last time I threw it out, it was like a beer pong ball. It's a Hot Wheels. There's like a half a Hot Wheels track in the fucking bucket. I'm like, great. I gotta fucking wash that shit off before I take the bucket out.
Well, it's just water.
Fucking I know it is, but the fucking bucket's heavy, man. Like sometimes Kelly is like forced to do it, and she's home, like she's her arm, she can't move it that day because it was so fucking heavy. She's like, oh god, you forced me into it, Kevin.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. See me like I bust her balls for having it, but if I had it, you know how I know it changed the bucket when the floor caved in because it was just a swamp in my living room. Like,
Yeah.
what's that sound? Oh, it's the beams buckling because it's just been.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing though when you realize that it's overflowing
Oh
and it's
god.
just water all over the fucking place. I know it's just water, but it's water on wood floors, and that's
Yeah.
just not a good thing.
Oh
And it like goes, and the wood floors, it like goes into the basement. So sometimes you'll like walk downstairs, like do a wash, and like, oh look, a giant puddle I just discovered. Great. Like that shit happens all the time.
Oh man, that's awesome. But yeah, overall, it was awesome. We had a lot of time making it. I mean, it was sweaty. I got home, I was burnt. We didn't record yesterday because I was like, Kev, let's record tonight. You're like, we'll see. I was like, fuck you. And then when I got home, I was like, yeah, we will see.
No, like Kelly was at her parents' house for a while, so I like literally turned all the lights off in the house. Like I was literally like I took a shower, turned all the lights off, took a shower in the dark, and just like that was it. I'm out, done. Which is just yeah, I needed it though. Like it was a long day. Like you said, like I don't drink and like love to get up at like 7:30 in the morning, like for my morning jog and like reading the paper. Oh, look at this! Oh, Archie's funny this week. I don't give a shit about that stuff. So yeah, but I mean, again, I was very proud of myself. I did wake up on time. Everything was good to go. People showed up in my house. I pretended not to be hungover and drunk. I think they bought it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, as far as the person you talked about, yeah, I mean, he was a very nice guy.
They were nice guys. They were.
So, again, constantly talking, so it was like you had to kind of like, yes, Roddy Piper, yes, Jimmy Snuka, yes.
No, I totally get it. Like I said, I don't want to give anyone the wrong impression. Like when I was younger, I was like super snarky and cynical, and I'm definitely still a cynical bastard.
Yeah, that's like that hasn't changed. I don't know.
Well, that's not true.
When I was young.
I don't want to hate on people for liking their thing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Justin Bieber. I don't care. Even if it's country music, I hate country. But even whatever, you like your thing, you like your thing. But when I hear it, when I hear that like a conversation happening, like you said, oh, when I was younger, I was so obsessed with it. Yeah, me too. When I was 13, and then I haven't been since. So
yeah, you know what though? I mean, I was definitely older than 18 when I was.
I know you were in college.
But that was, I mean, during that time period, I mean, wrestling, that was the most popular wrestling was.
Ugh.
So
Anyway.
that's true though.
But
that's like a fact. Okay, so
when we were getting drunk on Saturday, you did bring up something I know you wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this because this is pretty fucking funny.
yeah, well, the thing is that this happened about a week ago. I mean, I was gonna cover it on last week's show, but anyways, so what happened is that in Major League Baseball, for those that don't know, the Chicago Cubs are like the best team in baseball. They recently acquired a pitcher from the Yankees named Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman was arrested in the offseason for a domestic dispute with his wife, or it might have been his girlfriend, whichever. He's still beating a woman, so it doesn't matter. Anywho, so what happens is when you're a closer in an MLB, what that means is you pitch the final inning to get like the save, they call it, to finish the game for the team if you're winning. So usually the closers, when they come out, they have entrance music. So like the example, Mariano Rivera comes out to enter Sandman. Well, the Chicago Cubs PA person decided this day to use the song Smack My Bitch Up by Prodigy to have introduced Aroldis Chapman, who, I'll remind you, just beat his wife. First of all, hats off to that guy. That took some balls.
Genius.
Like, there was no checks and balances right there. He just went for it. He wasn't like, excuse me, do you mind if I play this little ditty from 1997? Smack My Bitch Up. That's awesome, though. Like, I don't think anybody interviewed him, though. Like, I wanted to get his reaction. So, Mr. Chapman, have you heard that song before? How did it make you feel?
It felt like home. It felt like home. And the best part is when that song came out, if you remember, The video got a lot of controversy because people saw like some of the video and were like, "Oh my God, it's about this," because a girl does get beat in the video, but at the very end of the music video, you see it's a girl in a lesbian relationship beating her girlfriend.
Yeah.
So,
But she didn't
not that
stop her from getting banned, by the way.
not that it's okay to do that either. I'm just like, I guess they were trying to make a statement. Like, I don't know even if the song has anything to do with like smacking my bitch up. Just like sounds cool, being
Well,
yelled
that's
over
no,
to.
but that's the thing, though. It's like, no, there's no way this guy just threw this song out
No, of
there. Like,
course not. Yeah.
no, he knew. He was like, you know what? He might have been like having that like too soon conversation in his head. Is it too soon? We'll see. Smack my bitch up.
And was it too soon?
It certainly was. He lost his job, and the Cubs had to release like a statement. We here at the Cubs organization don't condone this type of music. It was just an insensitive move made by one of our employees. We're reviewing the matter and how it happened, and we will certainly monitor going forward more closely what music is played during what times during the game. So sorry, the Prodigy is banned from Chicago Cubs games.
Well, he ruined it for everybody, and that's number one. Number two, yeah, obviously, as an organization or a human of any kind, yeah, we don't support someone beating the shit out of their wife. On the other hand, it's funny. It's fucking funny, man. Like, like you don't have to fire the fucking guy. Just be like, dude, don't do it again. Run it by us. Now we have to check your playlist because.
But I want to like get the. I wish they talked to Aroldis Chapman. I want him to be like, yeah, you got me. Remember that time? I know. I remember. Yeah, that's why.
I want to hear what the Prodigy has to say about it. Like, people love our stuff, man. People love our stuff. Oh my God, that's great.
So I got a question. I got a question for you. If you saw a live grenade thrown in front of a bunch of people, would you dive on it?
No.
Why is that?
Well, let's think about it. If I saw someone throw a live grenade and it landed right in front of me,
right?
I mean, I don't know what my reaction would be in the moment. Like, you think all these things, like I would do this or do that until a live grenade rolls at your toes. What the fuck do? You just maybe I would just kick it. In the movies, a grenade does one or two things. There's two extremes. I was watching because we talked about Book of Eli yesterday. I watched some scenes, and there's a scene where he throws a grenade at the guys, and it's in front of a truck, and it just blows up and blows the guy back, which is probably accurate. A frag grenade it sends fragments out, so it's meant to kill people and not do too much damage to vehicles and shit. And in some movies, you throw a grenade and it blows up a fucking building or a truck, and it's ridiculous. But in real life, like I said, if a grenade rolled at me, kicking it away might not do anything, but I don't know what I would do. Would I just like instinctively, I'm saving the day? I don't think, no. Why?
You wouldn't though? Like, what if there was like a bunch of people around you and you're the only person that can get to this grenade? Like, you wouldn't just jump on it and go, it's just gonna be me!
I might pick it up and try to throw it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would you throw it though? At other people?
No, just like throw it. Like it'll blow up in the air. They're heavy. You ever hold a grenade? They're heavy.
Have you ever seen the original Batman series? The 1960s Batman?
Oh, yeah, with Adam West, of course.
Did you ever see that scene where he has the bomb in his hand and he's trying to find like a place to fucking like detonate it, and he keeps running into like nuns and like children, and finally he finds like the dock and like throws it into the water, and like his line was like, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, Robin.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I mean, I don't remember that scene, but my favorite scene is, and we talked about this on the podcast.
Oh my God!
What my favorite scene is? My favorite scene is with the shark. They're running from the penguin. I don't know what they're doing. Every episode's the same thing. It's like, we got to get to the factory, and like Batcopter, and they're in the Batcopter. Well, Robin's in the Batcopter. Batman's in the ocean.
Holy sardine!
close call, Robin.
There's another scene. I think it's the same one. I think that's like the Batman TV movie or whatever. Like where they tie Batman and Robin to this buoy, and like they fire a torpedo from the Penguin submarine, and like it's like, will the dynamic duo escape the torpedo of doom? And then like the commercial comes back and it blows up. The torpedo hits the fucking buoy, and then the next scene is them driving away in the bat boat, and they're like,
True, Robin. It was noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of that final torpedo. He gave his life for ours.
like that innocent porpoise like managed at the same time the torpedo came. The porpoise came in. He sacrificed his life for us.
It's like, you know what that reminds me of? And I want to go to your Marvel thing in a second, because I figured out on the show now we should do Kevin's Marvel Corner. I want to end the show with your Marvel character that I think is going to be amazing. But first I want to say this. That reminds me of the scene, if you remember Air Force One with Harrison Ford, where the Air Force is like guiding his plane because terrorists are gonna, whatever, Gary Oldman's trying to like unite the clans or something, I don't know, and they like launch a missile at Air Force One. Air Force One's like, we can't get out of the way, so one of the F-16s like,
Get him off my tail!
This way! Air Force One, right left, and climb!
Sir, we've lost countermeasures.
The Sailor 2, they've lost countermeasures. I'm going in.
fly through it like, thank you, sir, for your sacrifice. I'm like, oh my god, like. And I also saw another scene. Oh god, I opened up a can of worms, but I'm gonna end it here and we'll talk about the Marvel character. I was watching clips. Apparently, the new Independence Day movie came out already. I didn't know it came out yet, so all the clips are on YouTube. And there's a scene where, obviously, like, Will Smith's not in it, so, like, his son's a pilot, and, like, Jeff Goldblum's son or his nephew or something is a pilot. So there's a girl pilot, a female pilot, and apparently, like, the queen alien is, like, this 20-story tall alien, and it's like Godzilla, like, shooting at it with their jets. And there's a scene where she's charging towards the alien who's, like, 100 yards away, and she's, like, got to do that typical cliche, like, ah! She's shooting, but it was, like that scene from the 80s movie, like, what's that, Troll or something, when the kid's like, they're gonna kill me! No! Like, it was like that. She's like... What was that, one take? Like, got it! Nailed it.
They're gonna kill them!
I'm putting that clip up right here so you can see it.
And then they're gonna kill me!
Yeah.
Oh my god! So anywho. So I have a Marvel character this week that's a real fun one.
Yeah,
all right?
let's.
So the last week's was 2 weeks ago, I guess, was the Slug, who was an obese 1,000-pound person whose mutant power was to be fat. Well, this week's edition of Marvel's Best, his name is Turner D. Century. So it's a play on words, like Turn of the Century. So Turn of the Century is a guy, he's dressed like a 1920s barbershop quartet like member. He has like a handlebar pointy mustache. He has an umbrella. He has like this green sport coat like he's going to a Dixieland concert down in Georgia, and white pants and one of those like Huckleberry Finn straw hats. And literally, this is what his story is. He was raised by someone who was disturbed by the alleged denigration of manners and mores in subsequent decades. After a failed movement, he started to correct the social decline. So he took this young boy named Clifford into his wing, and he became Turner the Century. He was a young man with dark hair worn in the style of 1900, and a handlebar mustache of the sort popular at the time. He wore a costume consisting of typical summer clothing, as would be worn by a young man of the middle classes in the year 1900 in the United States. A straw boater hat, a striped jacket, and white trousers. His motivation was a hatred of the social changes that had come about since the time period he idolized.
How the fuck is this a Marvel character?
And many of his crimes involved striking out at things or people that represented, in his view, just the society. So pretty much the way he went about it was he had an umbrella that had a flamethrower built into it. He also had a flying bicycle that had a 2-passenger seat on it, and in the seat behind him was a mannequin doll dressed in an old Victorian dress that did absolutely nothing. It literally was just a dummy sitting on this flying bicycle with 2 seats on it. It did absolutely nothing. And then also he built a weapon. He built a weapon that it was like this death ray, but it would only affect people under the age of 65. So if you were 65 and above, you were fine. But any person that heard this magic horn he intended for them to die. So again, this is the character they came out with. He only lasted like 3 issues, but hilariously awesome. Like, who came up with this is fucking great. Like, that's a real fucking character in Marvel. It's fucking awesome.
You know what he looks like? I mean, I posted the picture up already, but like he looks like what's the character from Family Guy? Oh my god.
He looks like what's his name? Buzz Killington.
Yeah, Buzz Killington. Imagine Buzz Killington on a tandem bicycle with a dummy on the back. That's this fucking guy. It's fucking great.
Now that I've got you, let's both revisit the birth of the Doyleycott Opera Company.
But who wants to hear a story about a bridge?
Well, yeah, just to give you some dialogue from the comics, as he fires his flamethrower umbrella, he goes, "Can't you find happiness in a Sunday picnic or a friendly game of touch football on the front lawn? Don't you have families waiting to... Oh, what's the use? Burn, idiots!"
Oh my god, that's awesome. So, yeah, I think... so that's what we're going to call the segment, Marvel's Best with Kevin McClure. And it's going to be clearly, like, the worst. Because, like you said, he only lasted 3 issues. How did he get to a second issue? Like, who pitched the idea? Clearly, like, the writer's, like, nephew was like, I got a good character.
All right, I got one more for you. This is going to be quick. How much time we got?
We're over it a little bit, but I don't care. I want to hear it. Let's hear the...
Okay, there was a DC Comics character from, let's say, it was first published in 1960.
DC?
He was like, DC Comics. He was the Green Lantern sidekick. And he literally was the comic book version of Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And you know what his name was in the comic books?
Chinaman?
Pie Face! So the early version of this was literally the definition in the 1960s and 1970s of a pie face. It was a slur towards Asian people. So literally that's what it was. So they weren't like making any bones about it. Like, they were calling him pie face because he was actually Inuit, but he looked very Chinese in the comic books. So literally that's what his name was, Pie Face, because they always said they had like a rounded face, you know, I guess.
Oh my god.
Like, that was like a slang term in the 60s. But yeah, that's what they went with for his sidekick was, "Come, Pie Face!" Like, that's what he did. So the great thing is that they brought him back like recently.
Oh god.
And the explanation they gave for why his name is Pie Face is so fucking awful. They gave him the explanation of why his name is Pie Face because he loves to eat Eskimo pies. Because he's an Inuit, and that's what fucking Eskimos eat. Eskimo pies from Klondike.
Wow.
That's what they're like, no, we didn't mean anything about his slanted eyes and round face. It's nothing to do with that. It's his love of Klondike.
Oh my god. Well, they have it there, people. That's how we, and Eskimos eat Eskimo pies. I didn't know that. That's science fact now.
But Google it. It's great. Pie Face!
Pie face! Ding dong dong! Okay, we're all going to jail. Thanks for watching, Kev. Great show. And hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.
Smack my bitch up.